All right, Ford Raptor owners, Ford owners in general, any Ford owner who has the wonderful, thoughtful, ingenious, beautiful Ford lug nuts. Now, I was out looking at some property land last weekend and was driving in. I have the BF Goodrich KO2s that came with my Ford Raptor 2018 model year, and I was driving in and it was a little soft, and anyways I got to where we were going and I had a puncture by a stick about a third to a half inch wide by about 4 inches, and it went not here where the tread is not reinforced or the sidewall is not reinforced. It went in right on the face of this expanded or this extra built-up tread here on the sidewall, and it didn't go through a gap. It went right through the toughest part of the sidewall. Now, sidewalls generally are not that tough. I understand that. That's the second KO2 that I've had a sidewall puncture to. The first one, someone was following me and they were trying to build up momentum. I was trying to get out of the way, and I just had a kiss by this rock. I was in the rear, and I just happened to just hit my tire at the right angle, and it sliced the sidewall. That was a real slice, and I will accept that. But the stick through the reinforced part, that didn't leave me too excited. So I ended up going with the KO2 E-rated. Right here it says E4. So what that does for the sidewall tread plies here, so what that does for the plies is tread plies 3 polyester plus 2 steel plus 1 nylon. So you have 6 plies on the tread. And the sidewall, it says it's got 3 polyester plies. Now, these should be tougher than the factory C-rated plies. So the load rating on these is 3195 at 65 psi cold. Here's one of the KO2 C-rated that I kept, and this one says max load single 35 pounds. This one is 3195 pounds. And the C-rated is 25, so 600 pounds per tire. It's pretty significant. Let's see if I can find out. So it's saying it's got the same plies, 3 polyester on the C-rated. It's just the C-rated or the E-rated tire can hold more. So anyways, I am hoping that these 4 E-rated tires I got are going to be just a little bit tougher. The other thing is I have aired down some, but I'm going to be more disciplined about airing down more. That I think will help to avoid sidewall damage as much as possible. I've had so many trips where I didn't air down that much or air down at all, and I never had any issues. So that kind of led me to believe that, you know, airing down, unless you're doing some serious rock crawling or running through, you know, high speed in the desert, that you should do it, but I didn't. So a lesson to the wise, air down. If you have any question about airing down, air down. So here's the really concerning thing. I had previously gone through all of my lug nuts. I had previously gone through my lug nuts, and I wanted to have some a spare breaker bar and a spare socket so that I could work on my lug nuts when I had a problem in the field. This is what I got with the truck from Ford. My front tire last weekend was the one that had the problem in the tread. So I also carry a set of patches, which I highly recommend if you go off-roading, to have a set of patches. There's a couple companies that make them, Slime, any of those. They're just an off-road patch kit. And they're like little strips of rubber, and you push them through a hole and you put rubber cement on them, and then it should seal certain holes up to certain diameters, and those have helped me before. And in this case, they helped prevent a catastrophic blowout. So we put the patch in, took 2 or 3 patches to finally get it to hold pressure. It was kind of a weird angle, And then we got off of the sandy area, went down, tried to get on asphalt to put the spare on. Now I got my factory lug nut wrench, which came from Ford, and factory lug nuts. So we went to remove the lug nuts to put the spare on, and lo and behold, the factory lug nut wrench barely holds. Now you can try to pound this on if you have a mallet or a sledgehammer, whatever, and you may be able to get away with that. The problem that I thought about doing that was A, how am I going to get the lug nut out if it's really squeezed into the socket here, and B, what am I going to do about putting them back on if they're really deformed? Then I'd be without no tire. So that was really concerning, that your factory wrench will very likely not work on your front lug nuts if you're running the factory lug nuts. Now, I bought this socket. This is a 21 millimeter, and kind of funny that Ford, American, it should be SAE, but it was 21 millimeter, and this worked. Right now I have about 28,000 miles, and previously the lug nuts were 21 millimeter. Now the front ones are no longer to spec. The rear ones, they are 21 millimeter. So the wonderful problem that Ford created, if you take one of your factory lug nuts off, and depending on what Ford vehicle you have, you should check to see if you have this style, is there is a pressed on, but I suppose well, I'm gonna guess that this is just a light steel or mild steel over an inner lug nut. So what happens is, after time, this cap has become swollen, and the factory wrench will not accept these swollen nuts. So if you are out somewhere without cell service, without walking distance to gas station, without AAA, you're going to be really excited that Ford decided to do this with the lug nuts. And I think I've seen other people post about this in the forums. But the other thing that's very concerning about these nuts is that it's difficult to pin down exactly what all the sizes are. So I got a 22-inch socket here, but that doesn't fit over that nut. That nut is, I think it's 7/8. So you'd have to carry a whole assortment to deal with these nuts. But the better thing to do, which is what I ended up doing, is I bought these from CJ Pony Parts. These are full steel black nuts, and they are 13/16 all day, every day. They're not going to cause problems unless they're stripped or otherwise damaged, but no beauty cap on these. No beauty cap on these to create problems for you. Luckily, I had a patch kit, and we were able to just drive home on that patch. Otherwise, that would have been really not a fun situation to be in. So I got stronger. Ooh, oh yeah, it feels strong. Hopefully stronger sidewalls to avoid a freaking stick. But that stuff does happen. If you hit things at the right angle, especially on the sidewall, it can certainly penetrate. So my tires were a little worn down too. I had 28,000 miles. Anyway, so I'm going to replace all these. They look better. I think they're about $80. I had a promo code, welcome6, got 6% off, which basically covered the tax. And shipping, I can't remember if it was free, but it was like $80 for a set. For all 24 nuts. And they come individually packaged. Nice little box. Come like this. So 100 foot-pounds, when we get all these put on, I'm going to just, throw these away, basically. These are just absolutely worthless. Might keep a couple as a spare, but anyways, if you own a Ford, please make sure that you check your lug nuts. I mean, if you are capable of doing so, to make sure you don't have this beauty cover. And if you do, please be prepared for the fact that these may change size over their service life. If you guys have more questions about this, let me know. Thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe.